celebration. It's time for the Cucks. Time for Cumia'S Cucks. The mud shark is coming to say your show sucks. Chrissy and Gino and the dork named Carl, kissing up to Anthony while they're washing his balls. Steel toe, I see some balls you can wash. What's wrong, April? I thought it was squashed. I thought it was squashed.
Oh, wow. 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 What's up, bitches? Happy hump day. It's Wednesday, October 2nd, 2024. It's me, you see, in the place to be. It's the Mud Shark, y'all. The Z-Man, the man in black, Mr. I-75, coming live and direct from Tampa, Florida, in full effect. They said it couldn't be done. They said, Z-Man, you can't do 3 shows in a row and a 4th show tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, the Ray Vito show. It can't be done. I'm doing it. I'm always doing it. And we're always doing it together. We're doing it. That was the greatest moment in cinema history when Apollo and Rocky ran on the beach in Rocky 3. And then Stallone, the white man, beat him. And that's when they knew he was ready for Clubber Lang, a.k.a. Mr. T, the same motherfucker that killed Mickey. So Mr. T killed Mickey. Fucking Dolph Lundgren killed Apollo. Just black guy kills white guy kills black guy. Even. No more killing. We're good. This isn't a wristband. I got an IV today. Because I'm healthy as an ox. Oh, I just got a Venmo from Jack, who's a $100 sponsor, saying, fuck stuttering John. $50. Wow, thanks, Jack. Well, good news. We hit the goal, everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.
It's time for the Cucks. Time for Cumia'S.
Comedy, Mark Norman. Oh my God, we're so funny over here. Shout out to Big Chuck and Little John. Little John Rinaldi's a Florida resident as well as me. He lives in Naples, Florida. For all my Cleveland audience, Big Chuck and Little John were local icons in Northeast Ohio who were they were on Channel 8, Fox 8, which it is now, and they would do late night shows, they would do Saturday morning shows, and they do these skits. And they were bad, but at the time they were good. I remember going to a state fair. If I remember correctly, it was in where the fuck is that shithole? The Ox Roast. I think they still have it. The Ox Roast. God, where was that place? Anyways, I waited in line to get their autographs. These guys. I was starstruck by local celebrities. at the age of 7. I was like, oh my God, it's Big Chuck and Little John. I want to be Big Chuck and Little John, man. And we kind of were. I had a sketch group called Last Call Cleveland that had a public access show, and we aired every night. And we had a nice little following from Kent State University, Portage County, where we were on Time Warner, where we went to the Cat, 35 and 39, 49. I don't remember. And we were on every night at 10:30, and we do sketches. Let's give you a taste of Big Chuck and Little John, everybody, for all my people outside the Northeast Ohio area. This will be 40 seconds of your life. Don't worry. We'll get into all the bullshit and all the losers and the holes. Oh, yeah, we'll talk about the holes. But let's take a look at the comedy genius of Big Chuck and Little John. Here we go. Buckle up. You're going to want to see this. Brings back memories. Here we go. That was comedy gold back in the day when we didn't know any better. Shout out Big Chuck and Little John. We went to Big Chuck and Little. I went to Big Chuck's house. I remember one year he had a place up in Put-in Bay, and we went up there. It was a comedian named Mike Polk out of Cleveland, who's now a newscaster and a douche. And another guy, Aaron McBride, who was in my sketch group, and we went to his house and got drunk with Big Chuck, and he was playing polka music on the jukebox, and we drank Jameson whiskey, and we all threw up. The end. Great story, Chad. I don't give a fuck. I got time to fill. Today's show's called The Podcast Holes. If you saw by the photo, we're revisiting all the holes in podcasting. Interesting enough, the show Opie and Anthony made the term the hole popular because of radio holes. Because every program director or operations manager thought you had to have a woman doing radio. If there's two guys, you got to have a woman's voice. A woman's voice need to be here. They all did it. In fact, on my old show, the Alan Cox Show, which is on in about 20 minutes, we'll snipe it. I got hired there with Alan. It was just me, Alan, and we had a phone screener, this kid named Ryan Bennis. And the program director at the time, who's been fired from radio because he's a douche, says, yeah, we need a woman's voice. Two dudes isn't cutting it. We need a woman's point of view. So he hired Erica Lauren, who at the time was on The Real World on MTV. She was on the cast of Washington, D.C., and she was living in Cleveland with her boyfriend. So they hired her just because she was on The Real World. And we thought that was going to bring some heat. Nobody gave a fuck. She was a lunatic. She ended up faking cancer, faking some other illness, and then ended up leaving radio. But long story short, we didn't need the hole. So Opie and Anthony coined the phrase the hole, but yet Anthony Cumia is bringing Missy to DabbleCon, bring her on WATP. Carl's bringing on his mom wife. They're bringing on Missy B. You know, these diehard Opie and Anthony fans, they just love the hole, even though they made fun of the hole. And program directors and operation managers who hired the hole, but yet they have holes. And of course, Gino and Kiki. Kiki wears the pants in that relationship. And the Gino Bisconte, I guarantee Gino changes his last name to the fuck's Keanu Thompson. It'll be Gino Thompson. That's how much of a bitch Gino's become. So they can't do a show together. I mean, they can't do a show without being on each other's stream, broadcasting the 86 people live, getting no super chats, nobody signing up for Gino's memberships. You can't afford $5. You need to reevaluate your life, right, Gino? Right? So let's talk about the holes today. Holes everywhere. And of course, steel toe. We said from the get-go, from day one, this guy yanked his fucking wife on air to do shit like this. And I said, and I would love to find the videotape evidence, this show will end your marriage. She's not cut out for this shit. April is not cut out for this. Why would you put her on air? If you have anyone that you love or care about, you do not put them on air. And what does he do? He puts her on air. What happens? I scare her the fuck off air.
I don't like him. He's an asshole. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go back to the factory. I'm getting my job back at the factory because I don't want to see the mud shark anymore. He's a fucking meanie bajini and he's a dickhead.
But April, I thought you said he had nice. You asked me if he had nice dick. You asked me if he had nice dick when we were married.
That's before I knew how mean he was. We're divorced now. Leave me alone.
All right. So, anyways, we'll talk about the holes and how untalented they are. Carl did a broadcast with his mom wife yesterday. Even though he used to make fun of Steel Toe for bringing April on air, he brings Jenny Jingles, the 55-year-old woman who can't have a period or a baby. So they thought it's great. I'll bring on the mom wife and we'll do a show because we have chemistry. No, you don't. Anybody that's married who thinks you and your wife are funny together and you have a good chemistry, you don't. You don't. She's not funny. I'm sorry. It's very rare. 9 times out, and this is no disrespect to women because there are funny women. There's funny women in the chat here. There are funny women, but I'm saying when you're married to a woman and you think you guys got this unbelievable chemistry, you guys got this connection nobody sees. If you could only see the humor I see, you can see how genius. That's how Steel Toe is like. I saw the brilliance in April. I saw how good she was at this. I trained her. She was awesome. And no, she wasn't. She was bad. Real bad. And then when the going got tough, she got the fuck going. She couldn't handle it. Don't you ever stop stream sniping him ever. Don't you ever stop going after him ever. As soon as I can step back,
leave me alone. Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Sorry, John. I didn't mean to. I'll strike your channel if you put my photo up again. I'm going to send Rob Saul after you. Oh, no. But it never works out. You can make the case for Tom Sakura and Christina P. You can make the case for Bonnie McFarlane and Rich Voss. But the difference between Bonnie McFarlane and Christina P. compared to Carl's wife, Aaron's wife, I'll even say Gino's wife, who's a terrible comedian, is they're actually decent comedians. You know, they came up, they grinded. So it makes more sense since they're in the business, you know, they're in the Writers Guild, they're SAG, they're in the entertainment industry. Carl's wife is a hairdresser. And she runs karaoke. That's her show business. That's her background in show business. She runs karaoke. She's a karaoke host and a hairdresser who cuts Carl's hair. That's why Carl wasn't the ugliest one out of all the... By the way, somebody please congratulate Patrick Melton on being the ugliest guy in the shitverse. He won it fair and square. We weren't telling people to go vote for Patrick. It wasn't a skewed poll. I said, who's the ugliest one? We had Patrick. We had Carl. We had Cumia'S. Cumia'S was who's the ugliest one. And Patrick beat Stuttering John. And Patrick beat Stuttering John. He buried him. So why isn't anyone that are crossover fans from Patrick's show and my show, why aren't you congratulating Patrick Melton on being the ugliest one out of everyone? Because out of everyone that judges looks, Patrick judges the most. He's zooming in on people's facial features. He's calling people fat. But he's a tub of shit that looks like Grimace. His body's deformed. He's an eyesore on stage. He's got terrible skin, blotchy skin. He's got marks on his skin. He's got a pubic hair beard. He's a ginger. He's kind of cross-eyed. He's just a bad-looking man. It's not even about being a heterosexual or gay or anything like that. We only did that because Carl and Patrick were judging other men's looks. Carl did a whole stream about how Stuttering John doesn't look good in HD, and he was zooming in on his hair, talking about his hair, and then Patrick's always talking about other people's looks. So I just said, okay, well, if this is who's the ugliest one, and out of 400 votes, Patrick won. So congratulate him. Let him know how ugly he is, and then he'll smoke a ton of weed so he doesn't have to deal with it. And he can forget that he's not married. He can forget that he doesn't own a home. He can forget that the IRS was after him for years. And then he can cope and lie about everyone else's life. I'm just saying, man. I know people get mad and they're like, oh, I'm Team Melton. Fine, let him know he's the ugliest guy. It wasn't rigged. There wasn't overnight ballots. Put a poll up. There's a poll up today. You can vote on worst podcaster who brought their hole on the air. And there's a misspelling with the Aaron is coked out whore ex-wife. April, I got that. It's supposed to say Aaron and his coked out wife, April, ex-wife. But right now, leading the poll is Carl and his mom wife. Wait, no. Aaron Steel Toe and his coked out whore ex-wife, April's leading at 36%. And listen, she hasn't been on the air for a year. So they really made their mark as the couple with the hole. Coming in second is the guy who criticized Aaron for having April on the air is Carl and his mom wife at 26%. Then neck and neck at 24%, you got Gino and the opportunist Kiki, his soon-to-be wife. And in last place, which is surprising, is Count Cumia and his Jew-hating girlfriend, Missy. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that Missy only goes on WATP, and Cumia doesn't have her on his show. I think maybe a couple of times, but he did bring her over to Chip Chipperson a few times. He did bring her on WATP. He did take her out to DabbleCon. So go vote right now. So far, 141 of you have voted. So thank you very much for doing that and participating in the fun, because it is the fun. And we are having the fun. We are having the fun. Again, shout out to everyone that's stuck on Patreon for the month of September. We kept pretty much every $100 sponsor except Bob R. So that's cool. Thank you. And little update, a little name drop. Nick Swartzen was texting me yesterday from the set of Happy Gilmore 2. And I just said, hey. And I was just joking because he asked about that $100 sponsor and all that. I go, it's the month of September. You want to be a sponsor again? And he's like, for what? I go, my podcast, $100 sponsor. I told you about it. You said you didn't know how to do Patreon, so you Venmo me $100. It sounds like I was begging him for $100. Sounds gross. But I just want to see what he would say. And he Venmoed me $200. And he said, plug my tour twice. And I go, cool, man. So Nick Swartzen's on for the month of September. And he's never watched the show, which is great because he has better shit to do. You know, you're a comedian working hard and you got things going on when you do have no idea what's going on in this universe. Good for you. But I want to give a shout out to the $100 tier that stuck around. Ken Mosca. Shout out to Ken Mosca. Vinny motherfucking Cash. Twinkleho 99. Oh, and I want to thank Vinny Cash. He Amazon primed me some glass wipes, these awesome glass wipes. So thank you very much for that. It was very thoughtful because he says my glasses were smudged. Stu John, Jared Thompson, the legend, Randy P, Anthony, Craig T, Big Papa, not Big W, Big Papa. We'd love to have Big W if you want to be a part of it. Crooklyn Comedy Surround. I love that guy. Deadful, Lisa Stewart at Perry Skincare. I was just texting with her. And Nick Swartzen. And the list is all updated. I updated it last night. Sign up. Be a part of it. Be $100 sponsor. It's a hell of a deal. Get to promote whatever the fuck you want. Social media, whoever you want to vote for in this upcoming election, anything, your YouTube page, your products. Lisa Stewart has a product that I stand behind, Perry Skincare. Use the promo code CHAD10. Get 10% off any order. In fact, I know this sounds gay, but it was free. I got a facial. And by facial, a guy jizzed on my face. No, my neighbors are all teachers, by the way. So when people like try to swat me and all that, it's really dumb because none of them are home when I'm doing this. My neighbor Pat's, she's a teacher. My upstairs neighbor is a teacher. Everyone's a teacher in my complex. So, anyways, my teacher friend has a friend who owns a salon. Said, hey, would you pump up their salon if I get you a massage treatment? I go, yes. So I tried to schedule a deep tissue massage. They said, we're not open on this particular day. And I go, oh, what else? What other services? They're like, do you do pedicures? I'm like, nope, don't do that. What about a facial? And I've had a men's facial. It's very relaxing. They massage your arms and everything. So I was like, I'll do that. And I got the men's facial. And during the facial, she says, you have unbelievable skin. Your skin is fantastic. And I go, seriously? She's like, yeah. And I go, really? And then she started rubbing my dick. And I was like, what? And she started stroking it. No, I'm just kidding. No, she just said, what a creep. And no, she just said my skin was really great. And she goes, what do you use? And I go, my friend Lisa has a skincare line called Perry's Skincare. I've been using it forever. When she was getting it going, I was like one of her test people. And now when I don't wear it, I break out. It's all natural. It's good stuff. So that's the glowing endorsement for the best looking guy in the shitverse. Not the worst, like Melton. Patrick Melton, you could use Perry Skincare. I don't know why you insist on doing close-up HD. I know why you make the studio dark so you can hide your face, and you point the angle so you can hide the rolls. But you got all these like little botch marks on your face. And if you use this skincare, man, I'm telling you, it would help. I know you think I'm a dick for saying that you're an ugly man and your face is rough and your pubic hair beard is disgusting, but use this skincare. I'm telling you, dude, use 10% out, get 10%. Just use it for 3 months. I guarantee you'll look better. I know you don't take care of your health. You're constantly smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, drinking diet soda, 2 liters. Do this. I'm telling you, man. I know you don't like me. I know I bother you. I know you're jealous. I know you were a feature act. I know you fizzled out in comedy. I know you couldn't make it in the Vegas comedy scene. I know you're bitter. So you go after established comics and you like to pretend and gaslight your audience that you're going to wreck them. And you never do. You just copy off me. PerrySkincare.com. Use it. Trust me. You'll thank me later. Deadpool for the month of September has been promoting Psych Labs. We'll see what he's promoting this month. Deadpool, if you're watching, DM me and I'll get it updated. Psych Labs. Hit subscribe. Crooklyn Comedy's promoting his YouTube page, Crooklyn Comedy. And I know people are like, oh, get on with the show. Listen, these are paying customers. I take care of the paying customers. So go subscribe to Crooklyn Comedy on YouTube. And again, Nick Swartzen's Toilet Head Tour. They'll be back on the road. He's in Lincoln and I think he's outside of Chicago. Yeah, so James Sullivan, go see. He's right outside of Chicago. Nick Swartzen. And I want to do something extra. Some people don't sign up for the $100 tier, and that's fine. I understand. People don't have the money. You don't have nothing to promote. That's all good. It's just something to give back. It's such a good idea. Ray DeVito stole it, and he charges $50. He undercut me by $50 that he'll promote anything. And everyone said, Ray, your show sucks. No one's watching. So Beloved Chatter went ahead and did the $50 tier to promote my channel, Kevin Brennan's channel, and Red Bar's channel as a troll. But I want to thank all the generous donations and the big donators, the big players that just super chat and give memberships. So I went ahead and I'm going to do this for now on. This is just your list. So here's a couple guys from the month of September going into October. I'm going to update this every day, and we're going to get a brand new scroll. But this is for all the generous people that gift memberships and super chats. This is your scroll. You guys are the big donors. Okay, here we are. It's just to name a few. Those are the people that are the most consistent, that donate not just necessarily the highest, but in bulk. I went through everything yesterday. I took notes. I was working yesterday, people. Oh, you think when I'm done with the show, I'm done? I'm not done. I went and looked at a sign. I got a neon sign coming, and I'm predicting this Friday, 2 weeks from this Friday, I'll be in the other room. I have everything ready to go. I just got to put it together. I always been a procrastinator and a perfectionist. When something's not right, this is the only thing I just threw up and I just left it. It's when I didn't give a fuck. But when I really start to give a fuck, I really, really want to make it look good and sound good. So I'm constantly, I've already sent stuff back to Amazon Prime, like equipment that I use. I just not happy. I want to be able to be comfortable with it, and I want to be able to, boom, be happy. Even like my logo. I'm looking for somebody to design my logo, and I've done like, I'm not joking, 17 designs of a logo idea that I have, and I'm not happy. So that's why I'm taking forever about a new logo and everything. I'm too picky. Because I want to be happy, and I want you to be happy. But again, thank you to all the generous super chatters. Again, one more time for the big donation list. I'm kicking it right off with the super chats. You're on the list. Nick from Fort Wayne. Thank you so much. $5. Nick's a consistent guy. He's around. He's a good guy. He lives in Fort Wayne. He loves the Indiana Fiender. He loves Caitlin. I don't know if he does or not. I'm just One Furious F, who was a star yesterday on MLC. He's a great contributor. Very funny. Yo, Mudshark, which hole would you chum? Which hole would you chum? Or do you mean cum? Like right when I said you're really funny, I don't get the joke. God damn it, Matt. You know better.
Damn it, Matt. You know better.
Fuck. Thank you, One Furious.
Yeah, boy.
Nola Steve hasn't been around in a while. We will make a mark on this one. Any updates on Tosh in New Orleans? Which is Ray going? When is Ray going on the Alan Cox show? Hashtag Mudshark Army. That's so funny. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Alan Cox show is on right now. If you guys want to pull a cool prank off, if you want to do a bit with me, I've worked with this guy for 3 years. I know him better than anyone. I haven't talked to him in 12. He hates my guts. Ray DeVito always likes to brag that he can go on the Alan Cox show, and Alan Cox is his good friend. And Bill, meanwhile, I know Bill Squire, the co-host, and Mary can't stand Ray. And somebody called in about Ray, and Alan said, yeah, he's been on the show before back in the day. Act like he barely knew him. So what I would like you to do is call Alan's show, 1-800-348-1007. That's 1-800-348-1007. All I ask you to do is ask, when's Ray coming on? Have you watched any question about Ray? Are you? Oh, by the way, breaking news. We'll talk about this tonight on the Ray DeVito show, 9:00 Eastern. We have a very special show. We got two special guests that I think Ray's going to be really annoyed about. That's why we booked him. So tonight, 9:00. The thing's up there right now. Hit notification. We usually go right on time. But call in, ask Alan if they've seen Ray's Dry Bar special, if they're familiar with Ray trying to sue Franklin Sheckler. Oh, no! Is Ray contacting people, super chatters, people with law enforcement and law backgrounds, to sue Franklin Sheckler for his amazing work? Oh, no! Not so funny, Ray. Not a good idea going after Franklin Scheckler, Ray. Not smart. Especially putting it in DMs and writing. It comes back, Ray. It comes back. We'll talk about it tonight. We'll get into it. Probably should quit talking about suing Franklin Scheckler. You probably should let that one go and just take it, Ray, and be humiliated online. You got to just take it, Ray. You caused a lot of problems for a lot of people, including me. We know you kissed up the Carl in Rochester so he won't come after you. You kissed up the Melton so he won't come after you. But guess what? You can't kiss up to me, and you can't kiss up to Franklin Scheckter, and you can't kiss up to Dr. Chow. We're coming for you. So you might want to forget lawsuit. Anyways, call 1-800-348-1007. Ask Alan and tape it. Record it and send it in. I'll play it on air. Ray questions. I want all Ray questions. Ask him, when's Ray coming back on? Have you seen the Dry Bar special? Did you hear about Ray's standing ovation at Hackamania in Las Vegas? Ask Alan about that. Have you ever worked with Ray? Like, have you ever done a stand-up gig with Ray? These are great questions. Is Ray's best a Cleveland comedian, would you say? Just questions about Ray. It'll drive Alan insane because he won't get it. He likes to control. He's a control freak. And he'll go, what the fuck is with this Ray DeVito? He'll be in the commercial break talking to it. Dude, why are people calling about Ray? What the fuck's going on with Ray? And Bill will be like, I don't even talk to the guy. I don't even like him. And it'll just drive him insane. And then Ray will get all, hey, it's Chad. Alan, it's Chad. It's the Mud Shark. He's being a dickhead. He's having people call in. And talk bad shit about me. He stole Air Jordans from the Kent State basketball team and tried to sell them because somebody told me that. He's a dick. When can I come back on your show? Also, if you're in the dialing mood, ladies and gentlemen, we're using the drunk dial hotline tonight for Ray DeVito questions. Anything you want to say about Ray? You want to rant about Ray? You got a joke about Ray? Something about Ray that drives you nuts? Call 323-977-9642. Leave a message. We'll play it tonight. I swear to God. 323-977-9642. Call now. Operators are on hold. Also, we can use some drunk dials too. If you guys want to call the drunk dial hotline, which is the same number, we'll just go ahead and change that. 323-977-9642. We're running low. I'll give you, first of all, here we go. We'll do the drunk dials right out of the gate.
Drinky, McDrickle drunk. I'm drinking McDrickle drunk. That's what's drinky, McDrickle drunk. What's up, McDrickle drunk? One time, I'm drinking McDrickle drunk. Give it up, McDrickle drunk. That's my name, McDrickle drunk. I'm drinking McDrickle drunk.
323-977-9642. If you're drunk, if you're high, hell, I don't even care if you're drunk or high at this point. Just call, leave a message, and say anything at this point. I just need more phone calls. Okay? Because here's our one drunk phone call for today. You ready for this? Are you ready for our one drunk phone call that we got yesterday? This is going to blow your fucking mind. This is probably one of the greatest drunk phone calls we've ever gotten. So here we go. Without further ado. That was it. In case you missed it. So thank you for calling the drunk dial hotline, ladies and gentlemen. Those were your drunk calls for today.
McDrickle drunk. I'm drinking McDrickle drunk. That's what's drinky, McDrickle drunk. What's up, McDrickle drunk? One time, I'm drinking McDrickle drunk. Give it up, McDrickle drunk. That's my name, McDrickle drunk. I'm drinking McDrickle drunk.
Oh my goodness, guys. Hey, man, I said I was going to be more consistent, more persistent with the podcasting. I said I wanted to keep building. By the way, hit the like button, hit subscribe, hit the notify button. Just hit somebody, or, you could always go back to hitting April.
No, don't.
We'll leave you alone, toots. NJ Ranger, he's on the list. Gino Unblocked, Kevin, KB Soundboard then went to members only. Whoa. Is he trying to grift KB Soundboard? Is that what's going on? Gino, will you do anything for a $5 membership? Fuck you. COVID wasn't real. Why does that sound like Carl, Chad? Because I don't have a Gino impression. Dick Fitzwell. If Ray had a hole, what would it sound like? As you know, we're talking about holes today. And he wants to know what Ray's hole would sound like. And here you go. Thank you, Dick Fitzwell. We're 40 minutes in with no clips. That's what I call podcasting. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Penis Wrinkle. Woo! I love him because he loves to torment Stuttering John and Rob Saul. That's always great. You believe Stuttering John doesn't know who Nick Swartzen is? Oh, my God. I love that. This guy's supposed to be a film major. This guy says he knows movies, and he has no idea who Nick Swartzen is. Of course not, because it's not about John. I bet as soon as he found out who Nick Swartzen was, he'd be all over him to get in a Sandler movie. I know that for a fact, Jack. Yeah, tell us, Stuttering John, yeah, Nick Swartzen's best friends with Adam Sandler, the guy who fucked his ex-wife. Saul had to explain who he was and had the nerve to call him mid-level. Keep owning the Cucks, Mud Shark. So Rob Saul called Nick Swartzen mid-level. Oh, my God. Rob Saul, just shut up. You're so dumb. Every time I think you can't be dumber, you're dumber. You make it a challenge. You make it like I can be dumber. I'm going to make You thought I was dumb now, but wait till tomorrow. You thought I was untalented today, wait till tomorrow. Just a dumb fucking... I just went on tour. I just did a bunch of dates with Nick, and I'm going to do more on a Live Nation tour. Live Nation! And he's a mid-level... Okay, and he's literally on a set of Happy Gilmore 2, which will be fucking huge. An iconic movie sequel. Hey, Rob, just stick to 57 viewers live every night and insult super chats, you fucking dumb fuck. You bartender. I should get this guy on the list. He's a contributor. Thoughts on Mama June from Honey Boo Boo suing Melton for using her AI voice. I'm aware of that. I saw the video. I'm not going to pretend like I didn't see it. I said this from the get-go. It's not even hating. They're going to run into some serious issues with that super tip system. I'm telling you, with terms of service and everything else and people striking channels and reporting, it's not going to be good. I'm not encouraging it. I'm not. But it's somebody in YouTube are going to find out they're not getting their cut. It's going to be an issue, and especially using other people's voices. Like, I don't give a fuck. I think the AI voice thing's played out. It's dumb. I won't watch a show with AI voice at this point. I'm sorry. It's just fucking dumb. And I get the appeal in the beginning. It was kind of funny, but it's just fucking Melton's beating it to death. The fucking puppet's doing it now. Carl, as soon as Carl got it, I was like, oh, there we go. Pat Dixon, right? It's just like, what show's different? Like, who's doing anything different? Like, I'm the funkiest show out there. I'm the motherfucking funkiest show, and it's going to get better. But you guys are just all copying each other and using each other's shit. I don't. Maybe that's why I'm not more marketable and profitable. I'm good with that. I'd rather be original. I'd rather be doing my own thing. I mean, Carl, you look like a genius using these AI voices after everybody else has done it. You look like a genius for getting in the business with Silk City Hot Sauce after everyone, including Ski Mask and Rob Saul, done it. Oh, wow. Originality. Do something on your own, man. Copying the isotopes from the nerds Who are these podcasts from Jocktober? It's just like everything is just, I saw it already. They did this. I did this. Let's do what they did. Those are my thoughts. It'd be fun to kick Melton down a peg. Oh, shit. George with a 99-cent super sticker. Oh, fuck.
Show me the money!
Thanks, George. Stephen Bravo with his daily gifted membership, everybody. Suck it, Gino. And if you would like a membership, at the top of the chat, there's a link pinned. You could allow gifted memberships on that link. I learned how to do it. It took me 2 years, but I learned. So just open up your tabs, and somebody like Stephen Bravo will come around and la, 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 Merry Christmas. Here's a gift. And then at the end of your membership, you can decide whether you want to sign up. It's like a free trial on Netflix, a free trial on Hulu. So give it a taste. Some of you have signed up and you sent me emails saying, hey, man, digging the show, man. Cool. I didn't know. I was like, whatever, man. I was on the fence, man. Man, the potato didn't like you. So I was like, I don't know, man. Potatoes like him. I don't like him. And then I saw how fucking funny you were. And I was like, fuck the potato. Anyways. So accept gifted membership. Thank you, Stephen. Bravo. JD, motherfucking straight shot. He should make the list too. He's been around for a minute. Which whole trait would you rather deal with? Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one. I like these little hypotheticals. I like a good hypothetical. Let's fucking... let's think about this one. Which one would I like? Let's look at it. April's coke addiction, 1. 2, Kiki's heel turns. 3, Jules David's chronic wet cough laugh. Chrissy's theft problems. Or having a mom wife. Very good. Very good. Here's the thing about the different. This is why I respect Red Bar. Clip it. This is why I respect him. Number one, everyone's copied off of him. Melton, that John from Win by 2 is totally lifted from him. You can't deny. I have no problem with John from Win by 2. I met him in AC. He's a nice enough guy, but come on, dude. Really? Really? Who were you inspired by, John? Win by 2? I think we all have a good idea. Steel Toe's another one that was inspired by Red Bar. But this is why I respect Red Bar for a lot of reasons. Number one, he doesn't give a fuck, which is great. Good for him. I'm starting to fall in his footsteps. I'm not friends with any of these fucks. And 2, he doesn't drag Jules on camera. She's off camera. And I like that dynamic in the sense that she's almost like a newswoman in a weird way, but he's still the guy. He's still the show. And she's like a producer. But she's not on camera. Soon as you bring these cunts on camera, it's fair game. It's hunting season, everybody. They're on camera now. It's over. It's over. As soon as they're on camera, we own you. Okay? So, good for Red Bar. Protecting his woman like a man should. Stand by your man. What whore trait would I rather deal with? Honestly, I'm going to go with April's coke problems because apparently her on coke is she likes 2 things. She likes coke and she likes dick. And that's a fact, Jack.
No, I like bow and arrows too. You asshole. I like Nick's dick and bow and arrows and tattoos. And I like living for free. And I like my truck that Aaron bought me. I like hunting and fishing, and I like hanging out with my mom who's overweight, and I like shoveling snow. In that
in that order. April's never going to get old for me. I don't care. I make myself laugh. Speaking of hot bitches, okay, motherfucking boo. I think I speak for all the ladies when I ask how much to retire that drop forever. I don't know what drop you're talking about. You got to be more clear in a super chat, okay, Kay? Didn't you watch MLC the other day when Liam said he told Ray not to mention that his mom has cancer? Then he comes on MLC, like, don't talk about my mom with cancer. Next thing you know, that's all they're going to talk about. You know, when I got touchy about my brother dying in the beginning, now I don't care. But at the time, I said, don't talk about it. That's all they talked about. So, KB, when you super chat $5, thank you very much, and asked me to retire a drop, we know that disgusts you. We know how it ruins your day. Just pretend like it doesn't exist, sweetheart. I will get rid of it one day, trust me. But not now. Not tonight. Kind of like Maverick said in Top Gun. I'm Steel Toe. I quote movies now, but at least you know the fucking movie. Oh, and Maverick, Top Gun too. But not tonight. I forgot the whole quote because I'm not a fucking nerd. By the way, I think I'm going to do a movie, like a twice a month movie show. Twice for Patreon. I think I'm going to do it twice because I've been watching a lot of movies as of late. I realized I've watched a lot of movies this year. And I love movies. I was a big movie buff as a kid. I love movies. And I'm starting to really watch movies again. I go to the theater every Sunday. Every night I'm watching something. So I might do a movie show with a twist, make it interesting. Like best 80s action movies and do like a debate thing. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but we're going to do something different. Bring on another show to since we're not doing Mondays with Mazer, not just because Tony's living a life. He's making a living, a salary. Where's the link to the skincare donor? Hi, Kevy. It's this one, sweetheart. Thank you, Kate. Oh, Kate. Flat Cat. I can't keep you bitches. I'm just kidding. You guys are all different. I love you all in a different way. It's right here. PerrySkincare.com. Perry with an I, skincare.com. Check it out. Just check it out. Use the promo code CHAD10. Get 10% off any order. And it's handled with love. Thanks to everyone in the chat, the free chat. Did anybody watch the vice presidential election? Who cares? Before we go to the first clip, G-Rob, your moderator's here. By the way, speaking of wrenches, speaking of moderators, we're going to be adding a moderator this week. A new wrench is coming aboard. I already have it picked out. I've already got with the committee. We had a little summit, if you will, at a conference room at the JW Marriott in Oklahoma City. We came together. We voted on it. We have a new wrench coming this week. I will not let you know who it is. I will announce it any day this week. So you have to tune in every day. This is like sweeps week. You got to watch every minute to see if you become the next moderator. That should be a show. Who will be the next moderator? Hosted by the Mud Shark. NBC's this fall. I'll be driving during the hype train, but still listening. So I'm getting my ticket now. Don't forget that I'm on the train, though. Well, we got a very special hype train today. It's a kind of a remix hype train that I'll tell you the story later. But you're on board, baby. We're going to kick Chrissy and Frankie off the caboose. G-Rob, you're on. They're off. It's that simple. we're kicking them off. Thank you, G motherfucking Rob. I hate to go to this, but since we're talking holes, I got to bring this one up because it's kind of some information that I got. I got some pretty reliable information. Where did it go? Where did it go? Of course, I can't find it. There it is. We found it. So Carl from Who Are These Podcasts, Carl Hellberger, whatever his LinkedIn says, and his 55-year-old wife who can't have a period, Jenny Jingles. They like to give each other like fake names because it's hilarious, like in their band, the Isotopes. They went live yesterday. They went up against Kevin Brennan. They went up against his boy Melton that he does a show with on Fridays. I went up against Stuttering John with a show, an emergency show on Stuttering John, because, it needed to happen. It was October 1st. Now, Carl's always been the guy saying you should podcast less, build your Patreon. Well, I got some reliable information from one of my moles that Carl's Patreon continues to go down. His once talked about Patreon and how big it was is no longer as big as it used to be. Now he's hiding the numbers. And every month, the numbers are continuing to go down, continue to go down. And so he's hiding the numbers on how much he makes, but they still see the numbers on how many members there are. So Carl's in a panic now because of the super chat system, because he's with the super tips and the AI voices, he's making money through those. So the Patreon is not what it used to be. So he's tripling up on his podcast. He's going live all the time now. He's doing the Creep Off on Mondays. He's doing just emergency shows. Who Are These Broadcasts Today? He's constantly going live. He's addicted to the super chats. And that's why he was live yesterday. The Patreon continues to go down for Carl. Breaking news. So here's him and his whole wife doing a show together about Stuttering John. This is actually kind of funny. Watch.
AO 1012, $5 says, new show idea, Jen and Jimmy's wife, the mom wife and the man wife. I wonder what to tell things of John's stand-up comedy.
Oh my God.
You wonder? You wonder. I think I know the answer.
Do you? Aren't you the one that says David Tell doesn't know who you are from a hole in the wall, but he knows who I am and actually says I have funny jokes? Carl. So let's suck up to it. Tell more.
What do you think, Jen? You want to do a show with Jim's wife?
Nikki Norton?
Yeah, you and
Seems
Nikki?
like a lovely woman.
Mom wife and man wife?
Sure. It's got a ring.
It's one of those things where like the title's good, and then you're like, okay, but what are we doing with this?
Came up with the title before the content.
Right. It's like snakes on a plane. Right?
I'll work
Now
on
make
it.
a movie out of this. Like,
It's kind of like the show you do with Melton. Came up with a title and the show sucks. You talk about Steel Toe when no one's asking for it, when that's all Patrick does is talk about Steel Toe, and all you're starting to do is talk about Steel Toe, and all Kiki's talking about is Steel Toe, and all Win by Two's talking about everyone's talking about Steel Toe. So like, let's start a new show about Steel Toe. Great idea. We got a name. Let's go with it.
oh, okay, I'll try. Kelly Clarkson is beautiful. $2. Jenny Jingles is the best. You're lucky, Carl.
Thank you.
KCWO.
That was said by Carl. Nobody thinks Jenny Jingles is the best, and Carl's lucky. We all make fun of his mom wife. We do. So that was sent in. That's a fake super chat.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Kelly Clarkson is beautiful. Salvatore M, $5. This show is called Living in the Past. In the past, weren't you friendly with Steel Toe Aaron? Shout out Wegmans on Monroe.
Whoa, Salvador M calling out Carl for being friends with Steel Toe. And I've been to that Wegmans, by the way, in Rochester that he's talking about on Monroe. I've been there. I've been to that Wegmans. That's all they got in Rochester. They got garbage plates, Wegmans, and that's it. Kodak was discovered there. That's Carl from Rochester's big dick swinging moment. Yeah, Kodak's from here. Carl grew up in Rochester, went to high school there, went to college in Rochester, and won't leave Rochester. He bought a home in Florida and he's down here like once a week or 1 week a year because he loves Rochester and it's a shithole.
I was friendly with Aaron Imholt. Yes. very much so.
Hypocrite!
It's bizarre what has happened to that man. He used to not be such a train wreck. I promise you. Looney Tunes.
No, he always was. I said he was a train wreck from the get-go. I go, this guy's a fucking irrational, reckless dude. I saw it from the get-go. It took you a year and a half, almost 2 years to realize he's a train wreck. So I did what anybody else would do. I threw him under the bus like Kiki did so we could get views and profit. So now I'm no longer friends with him because I saw an opportunity to make money. That's the difference between me and you. I was doing shows with Earl Skakel. Love Earl. But he doesn't bring in the views or the super chats. But I still did a show with him because he's my friend. I didn't throw him under the fucking bus. Earl hasn't done a show with me. I asked him a few times. He says he's been busy.
Hello.
Earl, call me. Let's do a movie show, you fuck. Anyways, I had to point that out of him pretty much admitting. Emily CBE, were they really friends? I'm asking. I don't know. Yeah, they were texting each other all the time about the Buffalo Bills, the Vikings, and podcasting. I remember Carl saying, yeah, I got a call from Aaron. He had a couple questions about this and that. He was having him on the show. He'd come on Who Are These Podcasts? They'd go on the Simcast together. They were on Anthony Cumia'S network together. Steel Toe had him on. So it's all gross. It's all gross to watch them use each other and throwing each other on the bus. Like Kiki. Let's get to her. We got to get her in the opening. She's a Cumia'S cuck at this point. Kiki. Here she goes.
Here we go. We were watching this clip, and Gino and I were gobsmacked. We're like, what the fuck is he talking about?
She's always speaking for Gino. You notice that? Gino never speaks for Gino when it comes to Aaron or anybody else. It's always Kiki speaking for Gino's
What
behalf.
is Aaron Imholte, Steel Toe Chode Show talking
So that was her idea of comedy by calling him Aaron Imholte, Steel Toe Chode Show that she saw on Reddit.
about? He's not making any sense. He's not making any sense at all. We have literally no idea. The last words each of us, myself and Gino, said to him were like, we cannot do your show anymore. You must understand, because he's an alleged, we figured out he was sort of manipulating us and sort of trying to get us on his side. He's an alleged woman abuse.
Well, because April told you April said all this. They both have axes to the grind with each other. They both are pissed at each other. So you took April's side. But what you failed to recognize is they're both up for felony charges. But you took April's side. You shouldn't take anybody's side. That's just a fact, Jack. Let's get to it.
He has all matter of things going on. So he said this. Well, what should we start with first? Since we're on the beg, shake thing, this is just who he is. I found this marvelously hilarious. Thank you, Doom, for this clip. Here's
I guarantee it's this funny. Buckle up, everybody. Here comes the laughter.
No, I'm going to start with the first thing, and then I'm going to go to this clip. Because
good.
He went out on his show he started his show with a bang yesterday. He was self-confident and very like, hello, blah, blah, blah. Let me talk some shit. And then he did not make the goal. And it was probably the saddest thing I've ever seen. So
I got to remind everyone, she probably watched Melton do this, and she's just copying what he's doing. So that's my perspective on this situation. Proceed, Kiki.
Oh, thank you, Doom, for this clip. We love the clippers. Woo, woo, woo. Bang, 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 bang. Bing, 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 bing.
Kiki loves the Clippers, even though her best friend and her two biggest influences in streaming, her mentors, like to strike the Clippers channel. But yet she likes the Clippers. Got it.
Bing, bing, bing. Present. Share screen. Waha.
I'm glad you're making those noises as you move around. You move windows around. Kiki, ba boom, ba king. Good comedy.
Ba ba ba.
Bop, bop, bop.
Share.
Share.
La.
La. Ba.
To go
Boom.
to
Boom.
526. So he
Boom.
goes on. He had his whole stream that morning taken down because he's a moron and I suppose tries to have like
I got to remind everyone, Kiki has 571 views on this clip with the steel toe clickbait. And again, steel toe gets more views than Kiki. Everyone gets more views than Kiki.
he doesn't follow the rules of YouTube. I guess Midland Armory.
Kind of like Gino says the N-word and plays San Diego Chargers games and gets kicked off YouTube. Talk about not following the rules. What about Gino?
Is his sponsor, and somebody reported it, which is well within their right, I guess.
And it's well with people's right to report Gino's channel when he's playing the Chargers game, doing a watch along with the Chargers. Just saying, hypocrites.
So his stream was taken down. So after him belaboring on that, he begins to speak on Gino and I found it. Gino and I found it quite.
I speak for Gino because I wear the pants in the house. Gino listens to me.
Fascinating. Just fascinating. Here we are. 1, 2, and 3.
Today
No need to say 1, 2, and 3.
today's show is still up on Rumble.
Okay.
And I would go check this morning's show out. It's
Nice breath.
it's pretty good. All right, we got some
I mean, she's like Rob Saul. She heard other people say things, so she just takes what they say. It's like a cover band. Now she's saying nice breast to Aaron, where that's been covered 2 years ago. I was the original guy that said he had tits. Did you forget?
thank yous to throw out here. And
Hack!
we got really shitty news
Oh,
to tell
you
you.
have no
about.
friends?
okay.
More death.
Someone died.
Yeah. $2 from funeral director says, why are Gino and Keanu so irrelevant now? Well, I think they kind of showed their stripes. They showed the quality of human being they were. Keanu
Yeah.
more
I mean, irrelevant. Were they ever relevant? I really want to know. The most views Kiki had is when she first quit Steel Toe and found out about the abuse. So were they ever relevant in the begin with? Begin with. I can't talk.
so than Gino. And I think
We showed our stripes.
You did. You turned your back on him when he was going through a rough time. You could quit the show. You could quit doing a show and say, hey, we can't work with you, but you don't have to go put him on blast for views and super chats. That's where I'm coming in with the hypocrisy police. And again, it seems like I'm defending Steel Toe. No, I'm the guy who hated the guy. I still hate the guy. I have nothing good to say about him. But you guys turned on him for profit, and then you got him in legal trouble when Gino could have ignored that phone call from St. Paul. He didn't have to say that. So you inserted yourself in a situation, a legal situation, when you didn't have to be a part of it. It's obvious. Nick Rekieta and Kayla Rekieta and April want to get revenge on this guy. This guy's running his fucking mouth, talking everything shit about them. And they want to stick it to him. They both want to fuck each other over. And you helped April. You helped her. The coke whore. You did.
Showed the kind of quality of human being we are. You have your little peen is still hard for Gino. You're like, ooh, Gino, come back to me. Go away from evil Keanu. Go away from her. Get away. Come back on Rumble Friday, please. My peen is so hard for you, Aaron. Toe. I was the one that suggested if we ask April to be in the wedding, we have to ask Toe. He was like, no, come on.
I hate how she calls him Toe.
Please, really?
He used to be Aaron to her, but now that she like flipped on him and turned on him, he's toe.
That's the God's honest truth, Aaron. I'm all about truth here. That's the God's honest truth. Okay? He was fed up with you before I was. All right?
She's throwing Gino under the bus. Wow. Wow. Is because Gino's a coward and can't say this, or are you just putting words in Gino's mouth? That's what I want to know. Is Gino a coward and can't say it publicly, or are you just throwing Gino under the bus?
It's embarrassing. He ain't coming back to you. It's not going to happen. I'm not being evil.
You know what? Aaron really thought he was. They in April, they all thought they were friends with these guys, with Aaron and with Gino and Keanu. But yet, Gino and Keanu didn't find it a problem to use him for a gig, go to the Vikings game, hang out with him, go to breakfast. Like, why were you friends with him? Why were you hanging around him then? Were you using him for the opportunity to get more views, more super chats, paying gigs, tickets to Vikings game? He offered me money to do. I'm not doing a show. He said, I'll get you at $1,000 if he comes out and does the show. I said, go fuck yourself. But you guys were friends with him. You were. So you can lie. You can gaslight your 74 viewers live. But we know. I'm the truth teller. I'm the guy who calls it out. We know what you're doing. Not perfects here, everybody. Not perfect might make the list. Let me get this right. Nick in the middle. Wait, Nick is a mid. Wait, let me get this right. Nick is a middle coming from the guy in an intimate relationship with the chinchilla. Yeah, so Rob Saul is calling Nick Swartzen middle of the road when this guy goes live every night for 5 hours by himself with a chinchilla on his dick. And he says everyone's not funny. He's a loser. Rob, if you're listening, Rob Saul, here's some good advice for broadcasting if you want to keep doing it, because it looks like you're not going away, even though the numbers say you should. There's no supply in demand. Look in the mirror every day for 2 weeks and quit and tell yourself not to say, he's a loser. That's your insult for everyone. He's a loser. He's just a loser. You know what? Carl from Rochester, Carl, he's just a loser. Every single time. Rob, learn a new insult. I know you heard Kevin Brennan call everyone a loser. So come up with something on your own. All of you. All the Cucks, do something on your own. Well, he's got AI voices. I got to do it. Oh, I got to do super. Do something on your fucking own, man. Be creative on your own. Come up with your own idea. I got to get Silk City hot sauce. Oh, my God. No, you don't. I told Silk City hot sauce to go suck a dick because I heard Carl and Ray were still on board. I don't want to work with them. I don't want to promote a product with Carl and Ray. Fuck that. One Furious F. It's pretty cringe that a hoe is calling someone a toe. Oh, shit. Oh. And that's why you know One Furious F, everybody. That's why you know him from MLC. You know him from over here. Shout out to One Furious's contributions and everyone that contributes on the. Gary Player, at least Rob makes more money than Gino. That's a fact, Jack, and that's a sad fact, Jack. That is a sad fact, Jack. Oh, my goodness, guys. Are we doing it? I think we're doing it. I got to cut a lot of this show short today. But I do want to play this real quick because they're talking about me out of the get-go. So let's take a listen.
Big Chad Zumock fan. He says, Mud Shark rules. I don't know. I find Chad charming these days. I do. I find Chad to be an entertainer, is what I find Chad to be. A pro wrestler, if you will. So now, when it comes to the debate, we'll talk about that in a second. One thing I did want to mention, since that guy brought up Chad Zumock, I don't want people to think that I'm happy doing. I'll just stop the sentence there. I don't want people to think I'm happy. I don't want people to think I'm happy not covering like piddly ass tiny little drama shit. One thing that I despise about my audience, one thing that really bums me out about my own audience is that they don't like the little piddly drama stuff and football. They're not big enough chicks for me, and they're not big enough men for me. You know what I mean. But you guys,
we talked about this on MLC yesterday. He really thinks like he has this audience. He really thinks he's the show. Kevin and I talked in depth about how it's not about you. Like I said, when I was in terrestrial radio show, on my old show, give him a call, everybody, and ask about Ray DeVito, would you? Ask when Ray's coming on. Let's go. Where is it at? Call 1-800-348-1007. Ask Alan where Ray is. How come Ray's not on the show today? When's Ray coming on the show? Have you seen Ray's Dry Bar? Have you watched his special, No Balconies Without Ceilings, I think it's called? I don't remember. Have you ever worked with Ray? What do you think of Ray's comedy? Ask Ray questions. It'll drive him crazy. And then videotape it and send it to me. But the callers made the show when I was on the radio back in the day. We had all these characters, and they were huge, and they were funny. And even, you could say, Stern back in the day, having all the, like, Big Black was a caller. And then he had Marianne from Brooklyn and Eric the Midget. So the Super Chatters was kind of the callers of the podcast. But Aaron won't put them up on the screen. He thinks he's the show. He'll just half-ass read them and move on. So, no, these people, that's why I have scrolls of who donates and my $100 tiers, because you guys make this shit happen. I know the legend can be polarizing. I know a lot of people don't like him, like Borgo and Big W, but guess what? It's a thing. He's making something happen. He's making you feel emotion, whether it's good or bad, and that's a good thing. You can be vanilla. You can be lame. So even when like you got a couple weirdos in the chat that troll, like that ghost of Mr. P, he's creating something. So you guys are the heroes. It's not about you. It's not about you, Aaron. It's about your chat, your audience. Don't demean your audience like they're beneath you. Audience is above you. My audience. They're here for me. They're not. They're here for each other. One Furious F's here for Doodle, and that's Sly Shepherd's here for Alex Ortiz. They're all here for one another. We're here for KB. We're here for Ozone. We're here for Not Perfect, NJ Ranger, Dick Fitzwell. These are the people we want to see. We don't want to see you. We don't care about you. We don't care about Johnny Crutches. We don't care about Matt.
Don't like the gossipy drama shit. I can hate that because you guys are wrong on that. That stuff is fascinating. It's interesting.
That's the angel.
I find it very funny to comment on. I'm very good at it, as it turns out as well. So you guys not liking that really bums me out a lot. And you guys also not liking that the Vikings are 4-0.
So he made this up. He pretends like his audience doesn't like the drama. They do. That's all they like. I tried doing a football podcast and they hated it. They want drama. They want more felony charges. They want more drug possession. They want more gun arrest. They want more restraining violations. They want more Cumia'S country. They want more ESO, the pedophile. They want drama. That's why Stuttering John is dying over there. And shout out to my producer, my Japanese producer, Niso Kao. A good job back there. No criminal background. He's just a good citizen. He has his green card, his papers.
Really bums me out as well. Those two things.
I don't
upset
know,
me.
man. With the
Yeah, JD, what's his name? JD Walsh or whoever. Don't throw Niso out of the fucking country. He's got his papers.
some of the stuff that's happened recently. I mean, very good at the drama stuff on Witch End. Oh,
What do you?
I said it once, I'll say it again. Johnny Crutches sounds like a Muppet. He looks like a Muppet. He sounds like a Muppet. Roll with a Muppet. Do a Muppet. Why isn't anyone doing a why isn't Tukey doing a Johnny Crutches puppet? He looks like a puppet. If there was ever a puppet, why isn't he on Tukey's show with the other puppets? The puppet show with Johnny Crutches. What are we waiting for? I just gave you a great idea. Delivered to your room, courtesy of the Mud Shark. You're welcome. Why isn't there a Johnny Crutches puppet? Why isn't Kevin Brennan going, you know what? Johnny Crutches won't come on for $250 because he's a fucking idiot. So let's just have a Johnny Crutches puppet. Just as good enough. I'm just saying.
I mean,
What do
my
I know?
own.
Well,
I
I mean,
think
like,
my own
like,
is interesting
What do
too.
I know?
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying on the creation or just the commenting.
I
Or
love
on
my.
both?
I think my drama is interesting. I think the
enough.
drama I was involved in was interesting. There's more of it.
Eventually.
I go on Kiwi Farms. Those guys are fascinating.
He loves Kiwi Farms. I can honestly say I've been on Kiwi Farms twice for a total of 8 minutes. NJ Ranger, how is Bing, 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 Bing any different from Stuttering John? I know that's stalling. So Stuttering John going, to Kiki going, Bing, 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 boom, boom, send, bing, expand, bing, bong, bing. It's the same thing, NJ Ranger. Good observation.
Is all hell. They're very entertaining. And I start talking about it, and my audience goes, see, here's the problem with me.
My
doing it.
audience.
I could start doing more of that stuff, and I would gain viewers, but I would lose them on the back end. Like it would end up being a zero-sum game. I would just switch audiences. And the audience I would
This is coming from the guy who misses the goal pretty much every night.
have long-term would not be a good one because it would be kind of a cancerous kind of an audience. So
Way to overanalyze and put what you think should happen in people's minds, and it doesn't click.
I wish there was a way our originals that support this show and keep it on the air. I wish there was a way to trick these people into enjoying that stuff, because someone tweeted me the
So let me explain what he's saying right here. He's trying to say he doesn't have this drama audience. They don't like the drama. They're not there for the drama. But yet, the reason why he's involved in any of this, any of it, because he was trying to start shit with me and Stuttering John. He saw what Carl was doing, and he said, I want to get involved. I want to get in with Carl. I want to get in with Kumi. I want to get in with E-Rock. So he started covering Stuttering John, and then he goes, you know what? Carl's doing it. Shuli's doing it. I'm going to go ahead and cover Chad. He's the next Stuttering John. I got my radar on this guy. So he starts all this fucking drama, all this shit. He's going on Chrissy's podcast. He's on. So he again, he did it to himself. All his problems are brought on by himself, and now he doesn't want the drama. He's, we're above it. It's short fused, but yet that's when he was making his biggest splash.
other
Just
day.
say they're not women. Thank you.
Right. Someone tweeted me the other day and they said, Aaron, do you want to comment on it seems like there's a falling out between Shuli and Anthony Cumia. And I'm like, this is something that nobody should give about. I understand. They're nobodies.
Cardiff's not allowed on MLC anymore.
Wait, what?
the fuck?
What?
Cardiff Electric's banned from MLC.
Cardiff Electric was banned on MLC. That's breaking news for two reasons. One, I didn't know Cardiff Electric was still doing his gimmick. And number two, I didn't know he was ever
That's a lie, by the way. I'm not even a Cardiff fan, but he's lying. He knows what's going on. I hate when these guys pretend that. Sometimes I don't know. There are little things I don't know. But he knows Cardiff's doing something, I don't watch Cardiff, but I know he's out there. I see things here and there. I see clips. I see the Clippers. So shut up, Toe.
allowed on
Now I'm calling him Toe because of fucking Kiki.
MLC.
Yeah, but apparently a Misery Loves Clips released a thing. I saw it just as I was getting my windows up for the show. It This is that Cardiff Electric banned on MLC.
Oh my God, he banned the potato.
He banned the potato.
Misery Loves Clips. Is this his YouTube channel or his Twitter? Because I checked Misery Loves Clips Twitter.
I think it's his YouTube channel because I didn't pull up Twitter when I set up.
Oh, he made one of me 17 hours ago. Chrissy Mayer threw me under the bus. Okay.
Why didn't she just put you under the carriage?
Oh, trampled under hoof is what you're saying. Alex Stein versus Roseanne
Another guy with a cat.
on Diddy and Kanye. Okay. Zumock strikes back. See, I'm just looking at
My Lost Clips or Misery Loves Clips.
Misery Loves Clips, and I'm just seeing Frying Cardiff Electric with Kevin Brennan on MLC. Cardiff Electric will never be allowed on MLC.
Yeah, that was the one.
All right, we don't need to promote Cardiff Electric. Yeah, but I just had to point out. It's just, and again, he was the guy who brought April on the show. She was working in the factory. She hated it. I have a feeling April just hates work. I feel like April hates any kind of work whatsoever. She hated the factory. She hated Steel Toe. That's why she's living at Nick's rent-free doing nothing. I guess she sucks Nick's dick. That's her job now. But that's it. Don't bring your whores on the show. Just don't. Or keep them off camera like Red Bar does. That's just what you do. And don't ever think your girl's funnier than you. They're not. They're not. Tarnished Maiden says, Chad, they both hate work. That's true. That's true. Since G-Rob's driving, I got to honor her request. I want to do a hype train, but it's going to be a little bit different today, guys. So all aboard. Whoa! Now you might be asking, why is the hype train a little bit different today? And I'll tell you why. By the way, you think if he brought the hype train back, he would hit the goal? I think he would. But he can't. It's too late. I own it. It's mine. This was brought to my attention from a Patreon member, longtime supporter since my years on Cleveland radio, Kevin Hink. Now, Kevin Hink reminded me of a bit I used to do when I was on the radio that was just like the hype train. I didn't even realize it. And we did it. It was like a benchmark for a year. We'd say, from out of nowhere, I'd get frustrated and I'd be like, you know what? It's time for the percolator. And Alan would be like, what? I go, it's time for the percolator. And he'd have to play it. So this is probably for two people, but it made me laugh and it made me reminisce. So this is an extra special hype train. It's a hype train percolator. So it's time for the hype train, but it's also time for the percolator. Let's watch. It's time for the percolator.
It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. Percolator.
The remix. I'm the only one entertained by this. I'm the only one. Oh shit! I did a remix on the fly. I'm DJ Mudshark, everybody. I'm DJ motherfucking Mudshark up in this bitch. I mixed the hype train and the percolator. They said it couldn't be done. Fuck yeah, man. Remix. That's old school Chad Zumock fans right there up in this bitch. We did it. Remix. Perpetrator do the DeVito. Daytwall. That's pretty funny. Johnny Cash. April loves the pipe train. Whoa. Talk about an annoying bit I just did. Hey, I'm doing a show every day. I got to come up with ideas, right? Oh, man. All right, guys, I got to bounce. I got shit to do. But guess what? I will be back tonight, 9 p.m. Ray DeVito show. Special guest. Tune in. You're going to want to watch it tonight. Thank you, Doodle. Thank you. What did we learn? What did we learn today, people? Put it up on the screen. What did we learn? It's a celebration, everyone. What did we learn? What did we learn? Oh, yeah. Hit me. Oh. What did we learn? We learned it's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. It's time for the percolator. Yes, we learned the percolator. Time for the percolator. Time for the percolator. Maybe I'll just replace hype train with percolator. Have that guy on. It is time to percolate. It's time to percolate. We learn that we are here for Chad and each other, not for those hacks. You know, my audience, I got to tell you something about my audience. They don't like drama. They don't like people talking shit. They don't like it. They don't like people calling each other's name, calling each other fat. That's not my audience. We do a show over here. We do a fun show over here. That's what we do. Fun. We learned Gino won't make his $5 goal now. He won't. We learned that NJ Runder loves Chad and the Chaddas. We learned I'm addicted to the Ray DeVito theme. Well, tune in tonight, buddy. You're going to want to be a part of it. Yeah. We learned Steel Toe got the hots for the Mud Shark. He loves me. He thinks I'm great. I don't know why. I talk shit about him nonstop. We learned Gino is flat out broke. I know why, because I shit on April. That's the only reason. And we don't like Rob Saul impressions. No, we don't. He's a loser. He's a loser. All right. We learned Aaron hates his audience. They're beneath him. We learned Niso has never been aroused by a woman under 36. No, Niso's a fucking straight up motherfucker. He likes people, women of age. He does. I know Niso. I know him well. I wouldn't have hired him. What am I doing? We learned that there will never be a new mod. We learned there will be a new mod. We haven't learned if someone is being replaced. Will somebody be replaced? Or are we going to have a new moderator? Like, how's it going to work? Are we just going to give away another wrench? Or is someone going to get replaced? Tune in on the next Cumia'S Cucks.
It's time for the Cucks. Time for Cumia'S Cucks. The mud shark is coming to say your show sucks. Chrissy and Gino and the dork named Carl. Kissing up to Anthony while they're washing his balls. Steel toe, I see some balls you can wash. What's wrong, April? I thought it was squashed. I thought it was squashed.